Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jay Nicole back for another video. So, in today's video, well, before I say anything, I'm sure y'all see my voice is hoarse. Almost losing it, but I'm just trying to power through, right? And I'm getting the inspiration because I made a commitment to myself that I'm gonna just continue to show up day in, day out, no matter the weather, the rain, my health, God willing, I can still speak, right? And I can still communicate. And as long as you can communicate and be of service, like, why not? Like, why have a horrible excuse? Because I remember those days when I first started back in 2018, when I was at a job that I absolutely hated. I didn't like coming into work. I didn't like showing up. And if I could go back to those days and like fast forward to where I'm at now, it would be like, wow, it's such a blessing. So I'm not even going to take this for granted, right? And I decided to still like get on the phone and still make calls. So I just felt so encouraged and so inspired to share with you how it went. Now, did I do my normal 3 hour cold calling session? No, I did not. But what I did do is I generated a lead, and I just want to play out a conversation of how that quick little convo went and just show y'all that it's possible, right? I don't care if you got an accent. I don't care if you're like, no matter what race you from, what country you in. It's all about talking to people, being of service. Whether whether you got sickness or your voice is hoarse, as long as you show up day in and day out, I promise you, you will win. Okay. So with that being said, let me just pull up this conversation that I had earlier with this lead. All right, here it is.
Hello?
Hi, Michelle.
Yeah?
Let me know if y'all can hear this in the comments. I think y'all could hear it. If not, let me know. I might have to record this video in a different format, but I could hear it. So just let me know if y'all can hear it. I'm going to stop it periodically and give feedback.
Hi, my name is Jay. Apologize if I interrupted there, but calling about the property on Evelyn's Road.
Yes?
We guys reaching out to see if you would consider an offer on the property there.
Sure. Who do you represent?
Okay, so you've seen a little hesitancy, right? She said, sure. But immediately she had an objection, like, who do you represent? So at the end of the day, like, it's not about like being caught off guard, being caught, I feel like every time you hear an objection, that means that there's a level of interest to actually entertain the conversation and see what you actually have to offer. Because she said, sure, right? She's interested. So anytime you get an objection, that means there is a level of interest. Okay?
City Property Solutions.
Farm City? Okay, how did you find out about the property?
Okay, so I answered her question and she has another question. How did you find out about the property? A better way I could have handled that objection is, yeah, I work for Charm City Property Solutions. We've been in business X amount of years, but did you prefer to work with a national brand or a local company? And just throw it back on her, because whoever asks the questions controls the conversation. So right now she's in control. I don't mind. I just want to answer objections and make her feel at ease, and see how this conversation goes.
Yeah, I actually work with a list of realtors, and she gives me like a list of properties. But if you're not interested, I understand.
So you see that I immediately like pull back. Like I answered her objection and then I pull back. Like if you're not interested, don't worry about it. I understand. I can take you off the list. I love pulling back, just to like switch out the framework and just reel her in, so to speak.
Hello?
Hi, Michelle.
Yes?
Hi, my name is Jay. Apologize if I interrupted there, but
Wait, why is it going back to the beginning? What's going on? What's going on, Mojo?
if I interrupted there, but
Represent?
yeah, so I actually work with a list of realtors, and
There
she
we
gives
go.
me like a list of properties. But if you're not interested, I understand.
I'm just asking informationally. We haven't listed it yet. My sister and I are still in the process of trying to, get the house cleaned out and, just cleaned up.
Yeah.
And what's your name?
Okay, so we got a little bit more information. She starts talking some more. Like, she is interested. She has a sister. They're in the process of cleaning out, but they haven't listed it yet. So it's like one of those things where it's like, damn, how did you even know we were thinking about selling? So she answered my question, but she also, no, I didn't even have a question. She just volunteered this information, right? Because I told her my company, and then I pulled back, and she said, yes, we are interested. But now she's asking about my name.
My name is Jay. My name is Jemai Nicole, but you can call me Jay for short.
And what's your last
So do you
name?
have it's Nicom, Nicome.
Okay.
And I'm just curious, do you have like a timeline that you're thinking about it'll be ready?
We were hoping to put it on the market sometime in May.
Sometime in May. So about 2 months.
Yeah, that's about right. And how did you get my name and number? I mean, it's fine that you did. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
So yeah, she gave me a little bit more information. I didn't even ask about the condition. The first thing I asked is timeline, right? Because she already told me they want to sell. They're in the process of cleaning it out. She's just looking to sell in May, right? And then she asked again about where did I get her information from. She seems very like concerned about that. So I'm gonna go ahead and answer her question.
So what she does is she uses software called LexisNexis.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that.
Oh.
But who is it that gave you my name, and how did she get my name? Like, what database does Nexus Lexis pull from to get my name and number?
I think it was from the probate records. I don't know if you
Oh, okay.
listed as a personal.
This just went to the estate just got created, he said. Okay. All right, that makes sense.
Got it.
Yes, so I do have a virtual assistant pulling fresh probate leads daily, and she's sending them to my inbox. And as soon as she sends them every morning, I make sure I give these leads a call because they just opened the probate. A lot of times it's a timeline thing, and but this is good though. This is a really good lead.
Yeah. Okay. So in May, let me ask you this: have you guys thought about maybe selling it like completely as is, like leaving everything in there?
Most of we've gotten rid of most things in there, but my mom was there at that house for like 68 years, and there are a lot of sentimental things in there. So we're just trying to go through my mom's things and, take the things that are meaningful to us, photos and, assorted things. And then my mom had quite a few friends and caregivers. So we've been trying to, of her remaining things that we didn't want to keep, we've been asking her friends and, friends and neighbors if there's anything that they would like. So it's not a case where we just want to dump everything out of the house. It's not like some house we're trying to flip that had crap in it. It's my mom, my parents' house from like 60 some years. So.
Yeah, I'm sure she accumulated a lot of stuff over the years.
Yeah, so this is a common theme that you will hear with a lot of motivated sellers, of them just trying to organize and really get some stuff in line as far as pictures and valuables and things of that nature. And it can vary, right? Sometimes people take a month. Sometimes I've had leads that took 2 years, but you got to be able to like end the call with an advanced agreement. and that's something I got to do a better job of. But we still in the early preliminary stages of this conversation, so I was just really getting to know her situation.
Yeah, she did. And we did a clean out like 20 some years ago to get rid of a bunch of them, but you know, it reaccumulates, and she had a lot of nice decorative things and, you know, just like that, so.
Yeah.
But if you wanna keep my number and maybe get back in touch like late April, and I can tell you where we are.
Late April? Okay, sure, absolutely.
Yeah. So I mean, does your
She said late April. That means, hey, every time you get a timeline, you got to cut it in half. So that means I'm hitting her up early April, actually the first week in April, just to be top of mind, just to make sure that nobody else is going to skip the line, because I want to be the one that she works with once a decision is made. You heard? So that's what I recommend you do. If anybody tells you, give them a follow-up call. In a month, 2 months, make sure you cut the timeline in half.
Set condition or anything like that.
where we are?
Yeah.
But if you wanna keep my number and maybe get back in touch like late April, and I can tell you where we are.
Late April? Okay, sure, absolutely.
Yeah. So I mean, does your company buys properties outright and then you basically flip them? Is that correct?
Well, yeah, so that's exactly what we do. We come in, you don't got to pay any, like, realtor commissions. You know, you can close when you want. Like I said, we buy it completely as is. You don't got to, like, keep it in broom swept condition or anything like that. And it's all about just providing an option and just giving convenience for those that don't feel like,
Okay.
So yeah, she said that you guys are just one of those companies that goes out and buy houses and flip them, right? And I said, yes, that's exactly what we do. Now that I'm listening to this call, I probably should have been like, well, actually, no, it just depends. It's a case by case scenario. Sometimes we buy them, fix it up and rent it out as affordable housing, to Section 8, or, you know, we buy it and we sell it to like first time home buyers that are looking to get affordable house at a decent cost. Because at the end of the day, like, investors and flippers get a bad narrative, and you don't want to be a part of that narrative. A good way to like change the narrative is to let them know, like, look, you know, I mean, me personally, I have Section 8 tenants, so I love affordable housing. I'm all for that. So I should have said that, but it is what it is. I don't think it will change anything, but just moving forward, I just want to be thought of as, like, you know, somebody that's doing a service for the community at the end of the day.
Okay, I have to go in a minute because I'm actually on one conference call and I got to get on another one right now. But what do you base your offer? Hello?
Hi, Michelle.
Yeah?
Hi, my name is Jay.
I don't know why this thing keeps restarting, but she just asked me, what do we base the offer on? So let me see if I can find where I answered that question.
Hi, Michelle.
So trying to, you know, get the house cleaned out and cleaned up.
Sometime so about 2 months.
But who is it that gave you my name, and how did she get my name?
Yeah, this recording is messed up. Hold on, let me see something.
My mom was there at that house for like 68 number, and maybe get back in touch.
Convenience for those that don't, but the condition may keep it in. It's all about just providing an option and just,
Okay, I think I found it.
Giving convenience for those that don't feel like,
Okay, what do you base? I have to go in a minute because I'm actually on one conference call and I got to get on another one right now. But what do you base your offer on?
Yeah, great question. So the offer is based on a lot of things, but the condition, and bedrooms and bathrooms is the most important. Like, how many bedrooms and bathrooms is it?
So this is where I pivot and talk about the condition of the home, because at the end of the day, we got to have the four pillars, right? This timeline, which I got in the beginning, motivation to sell. Obviously, it's a probate lead, so that goes without saying. Condition and price. So now I'm going into the condition, because she's the one that brought up offer price, right? So, and I tell her it's based on the condition. So now we're talking about the condition.
3 bedrooms, 1 bath.
Okay, does it have a basement by any chance?
It has a basement. It's not finished,
Okay.
and it's on a half acre lot.
Nice.
So it's a pretty sizable lot. Yeah.
Okay. Do you know if there's any like updates, any repairs have been done in the past few years or so?
Yeah, new roof, air conditioning, upgraded windows were put in the kitchen and dining room. The water heaters fairly new.
Oh wow.
The furnace has. In fact, we just had it.
I'm about to skip this part.
Done on it Tuesday.
I mean, condition is pretty much, it's just a house. It's a dated house that needs work.
Like a new sewer system out to the street, and
Wow.
she really kept up with all the maintenance there. It has a fireplace. It's a very nice ranch house. I have to go because I have to get on a call with my boss.
Yeah.
What's your number? It's
This is the
410.
office line.
So yeah, I pretty much end the call by giving her my personal line, and I also text her at the end of the conversation. So look, that pretty much is what a motivated seller sounds like, and that's the type of conversations that you want to have every single day. You want to get the 4 pillars. I got 3. She didn't give me price, and I didn't give her price because I want to set up an appointment. That's the next goal, is to follow up with her first week of April to set up an appointment, right? So that pretty much wraps it up, and I just wanted to make this video to let you know that regardless of what you're going through, regardless of how you feel, at the end of the day, you just got to continue to show up day in and day out, and you will get results. All right. So if you like my content, feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all on the next one. All right. Peace.